Virgo, you know when you just feel something in your gut is off, right? And even if it's coming from a trusted source, there's just something that you understand and know is not correct. And I think that this is definitely happening to you right now. It's almost like the mentality of, but this is what's right. This is what we do. This is what's going on. This is, oh, this is the best thing to do. Like the big picture is in some ways kind of like believable, but then something happens and it's very personal. And when that big picture can be put into a personal context, suddenly you realize this doesn't make any sense. Okay. So, in other words, it could have been something when it was distant from you that you were buying into, that you believed, whether it was a political philosophy or whether it was, this is more has to do with something that is eventually kind of has to do with health, which is a major concern. It's like, how are you taking care of yourself? What is the best thing to do? What is the best way to raise your children? Like all of those different kinds of things, as in nurturing, taking care of, nutrients, all of those things. I know you're like, what the hell does this mean? There's going to be a scare, especially if you have children, or it could be a child that's close to your family, or something to do with having children. But there's going to be a scare. Somebody telling you something that really fucking worries you. Or the implication being that something is, and one thing I know about Virgos, you just don't fuck around with their family, especially when it comes to their children. Now, if you don't have children, it's just your family in general. It is kind of your main conduit toward demonstrating how good you are at what you do. And your family and how healthy they are and how they flourish is very, very important. And so to get this news of some sort that it almost takes your wind away, it almost like, no, this can't be possible. This can't be real. This, you're not actually saying this. This is ridiculous. To get this news, it could have to do with their actual physical health, mental health, or just their social health. It doesn't necessarily, my dogs, it doesn't, you can see her in the corner. You see her back there? She was dreaming. She dreams loud. It doesn't necessarily have to do with their, physical health, but ultimately it could even have to do with getting pregnant or being pregnant. It's a scare. Let's put it this way. It's a scare. It's a scare that you weren't ready for. And you certainly didn't want. But here's where the blessing is. When that fear comes up, you're faced with a lot of truths and realities about yourself. You're faced with the question of, how do I explain this to my spouse? Or how do I accept this in my life? Or how do we make room for this in our family? There was a lot of really hard questions, but most of those hard questions were, how do I even grapple this or get my mind around what's happening to us, to me, to them right now? And in doing so, in forcing you into this very uncomfortable position, it's kind of opening you up to realities about yourself that you didn't expect, some things that will really, really disappoint you, some things that will really, really surprise you. It's almost like taking stock of what's going on inside instead of focusing on what's going on outside. And when you do, you realize, wow, there's a lot of shit that I really need to get rid of. I can't live my life with all this clutter. I can't believe I've held on to this for so long. I've got to make room, or else I won't have the space to deal with what I have to prepare for. But ultimately, as you're digging through things and you're going more inside, you're starting to feel this feeling of just like something's off here. Not only do something's wrong. And basically the universe is saying you have to trust your gut. Trust your gut, trust your instincts, trust what you know inside. Even though on the outside people are saying something, you're making, it's almost like you're making a decision against the grain because you don't buy into whatever is popularly accepted around you, because something about it just does not make any sense. And ultimately what this card is saying is it doesn't make sense. You're right. You're right. But now it's like, well, how do I dig down and prove? Well, first of all, you don't have to prove anything to yourself. You don't have to take a big old global stand. This doesn't have to be you converting the whole community, right? But ultimately, you do kind of have to figure out a way in some way to like, it's almost like, well, first of all, trust yourself. Trust yourself, because these feelings inside of you are inside of you for the reason. And the reason is things are convoluted. They're not what they seem. And you're correct in being suspicious of what's going on and investigating further, most especially if it's dealing with the health of your child or your ability to get pregnant or somebody in your family that is more vulnerable and you need to take care of. It's 100%. So this is just the aspect of maybe even taking care of your own health. When it has to do with your health, when it has to do with just your vitality in general, trust your intuition, trust your instincts. It's almost like your body or is telling you something different than the message that you're getting outside. And the message that you're getting outside, this big picture, this sort of hyper, super umbrella philosophy, ultimately you're like, it's just not right. It doesn't make it's not right. And I feel like what you're going to do is you're going to start researching and you're going to start investigating because there's something about it that doesn't sit right with you and it never has. Guess what? Nothing will come of this situation. And this isn't necessarily nothing will come of what you believe. This is a sense of you being right, a sense of no, I know. And it's like the stereotype Virgos always think they're right. No, but this is like you trusted, you didn't trust your arrogance. You didn't trust your ego. You trusted your intuition. And before like saying it to somebody, now it could very well be that you were giving an opinion on something and somebody proved you wrong or something like that. But I think it's really more than that. I really do believe that there's a sense of just not being able to trust something. It's like somebody is saying it to you for their own good and for their own sake, and you know it. You think it's just very, very selfish what's going on and what you're hearing. And in some ways, you know that it's motivated by their own fears, by their own selfishness, by their own limitations, and it really doesn't have anything to do with what is better for us, what is better for me, what's better for my family, what's really going on with my child, what's really going on with the people that I care about, what's really going on inside of me. Like, is this really something that I have to be concerned with? Something about this situation you just are having a hard time buying into. Listen to your heart, investigate this further, but also know you're being sent healing. You're being sent a second chance. I feel like in some of you, this may remind you of something that you already went through, or it's like a scare that you've already been traumatized by. But this is an angel coming and saying, no, you're protected, you're guarded this time. You are safe, Virgo. Your loved one is safe. And it's almost like, I don't know if there's going to be communication through a dream or communication just through like, I don't know, Googling shit and the right article pops up. But it's sort of this divine intervention that's going to lead you to see what you need to see to find out the information that you really, really need to help yourself. The problem is dealing with everybody on the outside because people are trying to make you look bad based on the fact that you're not going along with what they say. There's a lot of bullshit talk here. There's a lot of confusion, though. There's a lot of chatter. There's a lot of people thinking a lot of different things, and a lot of people talking. A lot of people talking out of their ass is what this information is. There's so much chatter, and it's confused. It's like, okay, well, who do I believe? That's what doesn't really make sense, is like every 5 seconds the information is changing. Why are people so engaged in it? Why are people so involved in it? If don't you think that this is a moving target is a little bit suspicious or suspect? And it's like, you see this and you get this, but you're also sort of the brunt of people saying shit or people talking shit for their own selfish reasons, because they just make assumptions and they're so far off the target. You know, they're like you don't even know how to begin the conversation to defend yourself, or do you even have to defend yourself? This is your energy. And it's because of this card, and that it adorns, it's the Fairy Oracle deck, that it adorns the cover, that I'm like, this is Virgo's deck. This is Virgo's deck. Fairies, first of all, are always representative of Virgo, right? And this is just that standalone, very sophisticated, making up my own decision and being willing to stand alone if I have to, in order to go the direction that's correct for me. Like, this is a Hermit card, but it's the beauty of the Hermit, because it definitely illuminates the vulnerability as well as the strength. Yeah, this is just very much sort of a sly decision, a decision that's being made, or a judgment that's being passed. So something that's being communicated for a very selfish reason. It's almost like somebody's telling you, like, for example, somebody is telling you that your child is sick, or your child will get sick if or because. And it's really just to like prove themselves right. It's not because there's anything behind the information that they're giving to you. And like I said, you may not have to have children, but take that metaphor as it resonates with your situation, because that's the sense of like people taking information and twisting it so that it fits what they want to be true. But it's not the truth. They can have their opinions. You can have your opinions, right? But an opinion is different than a fact. And this is kind of the energy of people taking the facts and twisting them so that it works for them. And you just don't buy it. For you, it's completely off base and off target. And so you get a second opinion. And so you dig deeper. You should. You need to. Because honestly, you need to get to the very bottom of what's really happening. Like really, really, really get not only to the bottom of what's happening outside of you, though, what's happening inside of you. Because this whole experience is going to make you realize something about yourself. Because that's sort of what this energy is right now. It's just sort of what's being illuminated right now. I just don't feel it. And would like, let me think about the chart. I don't know where my computer is. Virgo, Libra has left you. The full moon is in Taurus, which means the full moon and Uranus is trining your house. Something that's going on in the public space is definitely going to illuminate what you've believed or prove to be true. Like there's some sort of expose that's going to happen that sort of solidifies what you've suspected to be true. Nothing has gone wrong. This is the card that I saved for last because I really wanted you guys to sort of think about the energy. But ultimately, what you're being told is wrong. What you're being told is unhealthy. What you're being told is almost like getting a bad diagnosis. But what it does is it's bringing up trauma from the past. And that's the purpose. In other words, you're safe. You've been safe through this whole thing. But what Spirit really wanted to dig up, it was almost like a red herring, because what Spirit really wanted to dig up was the emotions you've held on to and repressed regarding the situation that this current scare reminds you of. So this current scare is really just a red herring, really just a falsehood to bring out what are those other feelings that you haven't dealt with. Because this is going to be a very emotional time. And that's why this is happening to you. That's why you're going through what you're going through. I'm going to go into full detail with tarot. The link is below. But first, let's finish out this reading. Let's get the full reading for you guys. Let's get the main reading for Virgo. Virgo. You had a lot to say. There's a lot here. There's a lot here. See, this is in the future, and this is Gemini energy, and this is coming up looking real fucking stupid because somebody let something out of their mouth that's going to come back to haunt them. It's Virgo energy. This is Taurus and Virgo. The two of you can overcome anything. Because of love, out of love, this sense of wanting to protect somebody that you really care about and refusing to give up on them and having the resources to give them everything that you need. This is somebody who is younger, who is vulnerable, but this is love itself. And it's like standing up for love or standing up for somebody that you love, somebody who, like I said, is vulnerable, is weak in some way. But this is Taurus energy and Virgo energy, very compatible energies. It's like one sticking up for the other. Taurus, maybe you're with a Taurus. It's almost like this Taurus energy coming to your defense. Love is all around. This is Gemini energy. So somebody singing your praises, this could be a love affair between you and Taurus. And it could have to do with the fact that somebody was trying to break you up or talk shit or say things that were not true in order to like put a wedge between you. But ultimately, that's not what's happening. There is a real faith-filled, there's, in other words, as soon as you get the message that scares you, it's like right afterward, you hang up the phone, you pick up the phone, and it's your person calling you to say, hey, baby, what's up? I've been thinking about you. What do you mean you've been thinking about me? I thought you were going to break up with me. Break up with you? What are you talking about? It's like you're going to get that scare. You're going to feel that thud in your stomach, but there's going to be like this communication of love that comes in. Look at, this is the truth, illumination of the truth. Also, yes, you're right. Getting everything, like this is happiness and abundance. Pisces could very well be, if what you may be dealing with a Pisces, Virgo. But they really do have something good going for them. They have everything that they need. Everything that they need. And you have everything that you need. This is confidence. This is looking to the future. Leo energy. And then we have time to heal. It's almost like now you can finally have the strength to heal what needs to be healed or to look at something. It's almost like after this scare, it gives you the courage to be able to look at something that is far less frightening. But you thought it was frightening, so you kind of like pushed it off. You didn't look at it. But ultimately, after this, you're like supercharged to tackle anything. Make your dreams real. This is Scorpio energy. Somebody definitely coming in here trying to, this could be you, but it's almost very manipulative energy. It's somebody coming in trying to sort of whittle their way and turn the situation into what they want it to be and sort of trap everybody else exactly where they want them. But you're too smart for this. You see it. You see it happening. And you call it out. And it's almost like this is Taurus energy again, stampeding. It's like the moon is going to illuminate some bad shit. some bad shit, but the bad shit is good shit because it proves that you were right, and it proves that your instincts were straight on. Spirit has a plan, so this is connecting with spirit and having faith even when you're encouraged to not have faith, and that's the important part. Claim your independence. You don't have to depend on anybody. You're connected to spirit. You have the strength to stand alone. This is also having a strong sense of self and believing in your own instincts and yeah, believing in yourself. Be fearless and bold. This is double Aries. What's going on, man? Double Aries. You're going to know how to get shit done. Trust in your direction. Trust in your intuitive, internal guidance system. You are never alone. This is a strong love. Like a relentless love. Like a do or die love. And this is Cancerian energy. Magic works through you. Come hell or high water, you're not letting this go. You are completely and totally 100% devoted to this individual, whoever they may be in your life. Sing your own song. This is liberation, not being afraid to speak your mind, even if it might get you in trouble. But literally using your own voice, speaking up. This is your energy, brick by brick. And this is more Virgo, Taurus, Virgo, Taurus, Virgo, Taurus. It's all throughout your reading. It's almost like in some ways, if you're not with a Taurus, it could be that you have the finances to support you. Like you don't have to worry about finances this time. You don't have to worry about whatever you need in terms of financial resources or 3D resources, you've got them. Lay a solid foundation and see the big picture. Overall, it's looking at the big picture that exposes the bullshit here. It's almost the truth lies in zooming out. And you just don't even give a fuck anymore. This is the near future. This is a sense of just saying exactly what it is you feel and basically sharing with people what it, like unabridged, unadulterated, not wanting to be censored. Maybe somebody was attempting to censor you, but you don't give a fuck. I know it's sort of still ambiguous. I'm going to clarify with tarot. Please do find your way over to the extended because we'll get the nitty-gritty details there. But before you do, please click subscribe to the channel and help Born Without Boundaries grow. You can also subscribe to my Vimeo channel or my Instagram feed, Born_without_boundaries over on Instagram, Born Without Boundaries Tarot over on Vimeo. You can head over there now and check out the extended, but please do stick around because these angel messages, they're my favorite part of the reading. I think that they have the strongest voice. For Virgo. Keep saying, Taurus, how you're interchangeable in some ways right now. There's just that energy about you. So this full moon is going to impact you a great deal just because of that close proximity to Taurus, that connection that you have. Surrender, anxiety. Oh my God, you've been really stressed out about this shit. You've been worried a great deal. Let's start at the beginning. Do it now. Don't put it off any longer. Have courage. Listen to your intuition. The whole reading said that. For it is the guiding voice of your soul. Clarity. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe in the blue of the sky. Feel a gentle breeze blow through you. There is peace. There is clarity. A magical healing has just taken place, a gift from your guardian angel. Get back to your breath. If you're having these anxiety attacks, get back to your breath. It's going to offer you a little bit of a reprieve. Change. Life is a journey. It would be very unfulfilling if each step was exactly the same as the last. Because life is always changing, it is forever fresh and new. Allow your life to unfold gracefully. Be grateful for what was, is, and forever will be. This situation is not going to be the same as the last. You have changed and circumstances have changed. You are not going to repeat history, even if it feels like you are. Anxiety. We surround you with the healing light of amethyst. Take a deep breath and breathe in this beautiful violet light. Feel your anxiety melting away. There is nothing to fear. There is only love. Get back to that breath. Surrender. There is no point in pushing the barrow up such a steep hill. Go back to the start. It's almost like you're getting sick of trying to get everybody else's attention. You're just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go do it by myself then. Like trying to get everybody to see the big picture. I'm just gonna live it and let you guys follow along. Go back to the start. Surrender your expectations. There is an easier way. When the time is right, a new path will appear. Trust. All will work out well. We, your angels, are here to nurture, protect, and heal you. Trust in the healing power of our love. We love you more than you will ever know. You have angels. She could be a very beautiful angel. Beautiful, beautiful angel. Protecting you. Making damn sure that some horrible shit is not going to happen. So just feel, and I know it's hard, but let your faith be what helps you take that breath and then bring in that calm. Forgiveness. Let the past go. Clear your heart and mind through forgiveness. Forgiveness is not necessarily somebody did something wrong to you. Forgiveness is simply letting go and taking back your happiness. The link to the extended is below, guys. I'll see you over there.